We might have it now.
Okay.
We might have it. Check it out.
I'm seeing it. It says the presenter hasn't started the broadcast yet, but it did change, saying that you are about to start it.
Okay, now I got to figure out where I start it.
Is there a button?
Let me see. Chat and call.
How did I post in the message thing to everyone?
Yeah, it just said Bob said, yay, so excited. Wanda, Cal, everybody's jumping on now. So now we got to figure out how to get. Yeah, now everybody says that they're getting on now. So
yeah.
So now figure out how to get Rob in there. It says.
I'm gonna tell Rob to log out again.
Okay, cool. I don't know if he needed my Google account or something. I don't know. Well, let me start out by hello, everybody. This is Robert Hollis. I want to thank you so much for having really crazy difficulties with technology. But hey, you know, technology is awesome, or we wouldn't be able to do this. So, you know, probably a good thing to start off 2017 figuring out how to get by, you know, all these difficulties. So right now, if you're watching me, I'm going to go back to the chat. Just say yay or yay or yay. It's yeah. So I see Janessa, Teresa, BJ in here, Dan, Melody, Tim. Somebody say just hello that we got it. And then we'll see if we can't get Robin here. And what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and start out. Yeah, so we got woohoo. So Matt, I'm in. I'm going to start doing it, and we'll see. We could get Robin there.
Perfect.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so now we got 43, 50 viewers. It's going crazy. Okay, got it. Thank you, Matt. So what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am so sorry. It's not my fault that the technical stuff happened. I was actually, you know, didn't even have internet access. So, you know, we're going to start just in a moment. So what I'm going to do is just wait for a couple more people to get on here. And this is the Make 2017 Your Best Year Ever. I hope you guys are really excited about this. So we'll thank you so much for waiting. Thank you so much for waiting. I really appreciate that. And so just give us one more minute here. We're going to wow. See Rob Rell on there. Hi, Rob. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Robert?
Wonderful. And I can hear you okay. So where there's a will, there's a way. So this is pretty awesome.
Yes.
Well, you know what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, because some of you I know are jumping on right away. We see there's way over 50 viewers that are already on here. And so what we're going to do is be courteous because you waited 20 minutes. And I'm going to just go ahead and get started. So I see Wanda, PJ, Dan, Joanna, Melody, Joseph, Junie, Tim. I could go on and on, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. So hello, everyone. My name is Robert Hollis, and you can see down below there my partner, dear friend, Rob Rell. He's going to help me with this incredible webinar. And this webinar is titled, How to Make 2017 Your Best Year Ever. Your best year ever. And so what I really want to do is what we can tell you that you're going to get in this is Rob and I are going to do our very best. We're going to pour our hearts out, and we're just going to share with you what we both have done to make 2016 our best year ever. Okay, so what is going to be neat, because this stuff is all updated. You know, Rob and I are working on ourselves, you know, all the time, constantly, you know, Kaizen, to be able to go out there and just make our best years ever. And so what we're going to do is we're going to share with you, Rob and I are going to go back and forth, similar to an interview style of just being able to mastermind on each other. And if you stick around to the end of this webinar, we got some really great parting gifts from you. And we got a huge announcement on how each and every one of you can speed that up. A lot of people all the time want to know exactly what to do, and we're going to share with you to do that. So to start this out, first I want to share with you is I want to bring on Rob. Now, Rob is really unique. I met Rob a couple of years ago, and I'll let him tell his story. But this man, I'm telling you what, probably 5 people in my whole entire life, age of 54, have I met where I found them at the right place in their life, and they're not kidding around. So Rob, and he'll tell his story, when he said, listen, I want everything in my life to change, he wasn't kidding. He wasn't kidding. You know, he immediately, I started seeing him on every live event that I had, every call that I did, every Facebook Live that I did. Back then, it was YouTube videos. Rob was like immersed. Rob jumped in with both feet and both hands. And what was unique about it is the changes in his life that he got very, very quickly. I'll let him share with you. But one of the things I want you guys to know is that this guy is a platinum member. It's the highest member that you can get with Tony Robbins. He just got back from India with Tony Robbins. And I'll let him tell you the story about how many events that he's been to and how much money that he's dedicated in being the best Rob Rell that he can find. I'm very, very blessed, and I thank God each and every day for this gentleman, because he really, really helped me in 2006 when I realized that, you know, I wasn't going to continue to do what I did in 15 and 14 and 16. I shared with Rob exactly where my heart was. And he goes, well, what are you waiting for? And I said, well, there's a lot of things to put a company together, and I got to go to my accountant, and I got to, you know, incorporate it, make it an LLC. You know, we need merchant accounts. There's so much things that we need to do. And he said, well, great, then do it. And I go, Rob, listen, I'm going to do that. But based on what happened to me in 14 and 15, the funds are not there. He goes, what does it take? What do you want to do? He says, I believe in you. I believe in Life Mechanic. I believe in making changes in other people's lives. You know what? You need a partner. And immediately went into negotiation of finding out how much money I need to make the dreams for me and my family come true, to put me in a position to help you and other people all over the world. So a lot of people may not know this, but you're going to hear this right now. How much I believe in Rob Rell is because he believes in Robert Hollis. And so he put his money where his mouth was. He pushed me off the edge. Sort of like if you guys have heard the story about, you know, the eagles and their eaglets. It's like the best way to learn how to fly is on your way down. And this man has not only been an incredible friend, an incredible brother, and, you know, now I consider him, without a shadow of a doubt, my best friend. So, you know, one of the things that's unique about Rob Rell is you're going to hear his side of his story, how fast he can alter his life. Because if you guys listen closely, take notes, pay attention to Rob, he's going to show you that you can make this happen fast in your life if that's what you choose to do. So what I'm going to do is turn it over to my dear friend and co-founder, partner, and Life Mechanic, Rob. Rob, go ahead and share with the world.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. That's such a wonderful introduction. And I'm humbled to be your partner, to be involved in this effort. And for everybody out there, I'm not going to say that that's not true, but well, actually, let me take a step back. First of all, it's like, I want you to know this is my first webinar, so I may mess up a little bit. Got a lot of stuff going on up here. So stick with me. I promise I will over deliver for you today. So getting back to what Robert was saying, I want you to know the story before that story. So I'm going to go all the way back to my education. It's like, you know, like so many of you, I'm just like you, went to school looking for that promise of a corporate job or some kind of a big job that I could go to and work 40 hours a week for 40 years to get my pension, right? To get that cash out at the end of things. And then what happened, I woke up. I figured out that it just wasn't serving me. It wasn't where I wanted to be. And so I set about, probably about 2 to 3 years ago, figuring out a plan where I could get out of that corporate world. And part of that plan, I looked around me about a year ago, about a year and a half ago, was when I first started going to Tony Robbins' program. It was after I met this beautiful gentleman that you see right in front of you. But when I first started going to Tony Robbins programs, I started looking around in California. I needed a better life. I needed a better financial situation to be able to do that. So a year ago, last month, I moved to Dallas, Texas. Much better financial situation for me. I've got a great group of friends here, had a great group of friends in California, but it was wonderful to move here and have that support. And now my life's just taken off. Everything that I started out to do 3 years ago has come to fruition. And this is what you're going to hear about today. I am now fully immersed in life mechanic. This is my sole focus. And I dropped the corporate job. And the beauty of it is I was able to walk away on my terms. I didn't walk away flipping the finger to my company. It's a Fortune 100, or sorry, let me rephrase that, a Fortune 10 company. And if you know me, you know who the company is. But I didn't walk away flipping the finger to anybody. I was able to orchestrate a move out of the company to save somebody else's job in the process. It was we were going through layoffs, and I actually volunteered for a layoff so that somebody else could stay with the company. You don't know how that fills up my heart to be able to do that, especially during the holidays. So that's where I'm at. Like Robert said, the last 2 years, I have just been immersed in improving myself. And just to give you round dollar figures, I've literally spent in the last 18 months, 2 years, I've probably spent low six figures in improving myself. That is no joke. And because I had a goal and I knew I needed to invest to get to where I need to be today. And I'm going to guess probably 10 Tony Robbins events and 3 Robert Hollis events that I've been to in the last 18 months to make that happen, not to include the other events that I've woven in there, speakers events, other speaker friends of mine. And this year is just even more so on top of improving the business between Robert and I. So that's where I'm at. And I can't wait to deliver to you today and deliver to you in the future. With that, I'm going to hand it back over to my friend and mentor and business partner. You all, or most of you, already know this gentleman. You know his heart. And for those of you that don't, I'm going to give you a little bit of his story. This man is an 8-figure earner. And to me, the biggest part of what this gentleman has done besides those earnings is he helps everybody that he can touch. He has helped a number of people, like well over 50 people, to reach the same level of success that he's been able to reach. And to me, that is the core of a good mentor, not somebody that's been there, done that, but somebody that can teach the been there, done that. So with that, I'm going to hand it back to you, Robert, and let's blow these people away.
Well, thank you very much, Rob. And again, I apologize to each and every one of you for the technical problems. We'll make sure to send this out so people can see it after the fact. But, Rob, I thank you so much for those kind words. I like saying, when you intro me, I feel like a waffle, like, someone poured syrup all over it. And you and me really, really complement each other very well. And so one of the unique things that we want to cover in this event, 2017, Make It Your Best Year Ever, is Rob and I are going to do our best to share with each and every one of you exactly what you need to do. Exactly what you need to do to give you a lot of value, a lot of content on this webinar where you could go back and watch it time and time again. And if you follow these each and little things, I guarantee that you're going to get fast results and results that you can measure and look at immediately. And again, at the end of this webinar, we're going to share with you some other cool things. Got some neat surprises for you. Rob and I are really excited. And so to start off really quickly, what I want to say to each and every one of you, and I actually talked about this on my Facebook Live and on a lot of things recently, is my number one goal. My number one goal, and I should take that goal away because now I'm talking about experiences in my life. I will master in all areas of life the art of fulfillment. Now, when you want to do things in your life, here's what I want you to know, that every successful person, including Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, everyone that I know of, all my mentors and coaches, they say this simple statement, this very simple statement. And if you listen to it and do it, you will get results. That statement is, you need to research, seek and you shall find. When the student's ready, the teacher appears. You need to find an individual that you resonate with, that you can connect with, where your heart, your body, your soul, your mind says, you know what? I want to do that. I want to do that. So I always bring this up to people because they miss it. They just gloss over it. I don't care what you've done in your life. I don't care if you've gotten married, you finished school, you have children, you got a driver's license, you went to a higher education, you got a job. I don't care what you've done in your life. You did it because you got aware of it. Wow, I didn't know that people played basketball. What the heck is that? I didn't know that people could drive a car. And overnight, you become aware of something that you would love to experience in your life. Just think of that. And without getting into detail, because we'll cover that in other trainings, is that started with a thought. So someone thought, wow, a horseless carriage. Wow, maybe we make a bunch of them. Wow, maybe we need to get people to learn how to drive these horseless carriages, right? So I always bring this up all the time, is if I said to you right now, and I know this is a very, strong word, but just go with it in this 2017 being your best year ever. If I asked you, who is your hero? Who is the individual that you keep connecting with virtually by watching their audios, their videos? Maybe you're watching their shows, like maybe, I don't know, like Oprah. I haven't personally met Oprah, but she's had an incredible influence in my life because of the people that she's interviewed, the things that she said, the people that she's had on her master classes. And so if I asked you very simply, who inspires you? Who, like, I can't wait to see him. My sons and people that know me personally go, Dad, you're a little crazy about Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? But I just want to use that as an example. When I think of Tom Cruise, not what you think about Tom Cruise, what other people think about Tom Cruise. I see a person that is a master of their art. I mean, this guy does his own stunts. This guy is just inspired, and he does his very best all the time. He brings and plays his top game, and he's always playing 1,000%. Now, I don't care if you don't like him. I don't care if other people don't like him. But my point being, if I wanted to be an actor, if I wanted to look at Tom Hanks, if I wanted to look at some of the people for women, I'm trying to think, Meryl Streep, you want to look at people that are playing at the highest level possible. And so if you think about what you want to do in life, because that's the second part I'm going to talk about. But if you look, I'll tell you really quickly, because I love saying this. I talk about it in my book. And is the concept is one day, it didn't make a difference to you about driving. You could care less. And then another day, one day you went, oh my God, is that person driving? Yeah. Did you know that Rob got his driver's license too? Shut up. And all of a sudden, all the people that you went through third grade with, fourth grade with, fifth grade with, sixth grade with, all of a sudden you're getting into these junior high years. And all of a sudden, what do you mean they got their own car? They didn't walk here. They didn't take the bus. They drove themselves here. Shut up. And now your mind went, wow. Wow. And for, people, it's like, wow, I seem to know that it seemed to get easier to get a date. You know what I mean? When you're asking a girl on a date, maybe your parents can take you, or maybe their parents can take you, or you can like pick her up on your bike. When you, it just wow, I need to get a driver's license, right? And when you make that decision, and you say, if other people did it, I can do it, you'll see magic happen in your life. You'll see flat out magic and miracles happen in your life, because now you want something that you know that other people did. And now you'll start asking the right questions. And Rob is going to cover this. Where now, instead of looking for resources, you become resourceful. How the hell do you get a driver's license? You need to take the test. Where do I take it? What do I got to learn? You start asking the right questions. So the first thing I want to share with you, and then I'm going to turn it over to Rob right now, is that the whole concept is, I say to people all the time, what do you want? And they go, I don't know. Well, guess what? A gymnast knew and was inspired by a gymnast. A figure skater was inspired by a figure skater. A mixed mental artist was inspired by a mixed mental artist. And I, Robert Hollis, was inspired by mechanics until I got hurt. And then I was inspired by people that stood on stage and were able to change people's lives just like that. I said, man, if he could do that for me, I want to do that for others. And that became my obsession. So that's my first little thing that I challenge people all the time. They call me, Robert, I need help. Things are not going well. My life sucks. The income sucks. My connection sucks. Can you help me? I'm going to ask you very, very simply, who are you following? Who are you following? What do you want? Which is the next thing I'll cover. So Rob, your turn.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Robert. Yeah, so Robert mentioned resourcefulness. It's like at the end of the day, you don't lack resources. The only thing you lack is that one word that Robert mentioned, resourcefulness. That's the only thing you lack. Actually, let me correct that. It's the only thing you think you lack, because it's all up here. It's all what you think. All you have to do is believe in you, because everything you have is within you. Everything that you ever need is within you. It's in you now. It always has been. It's like whether you believe in the universe, God, the creator, whoever you believe in, it's in you. It's in you now. And one of the first pieces of advice I'll give you, start today with this. One of the first pieces of advice, use that as your first incantation. Go walk away from here, walk away practicing this. All I have is within me now. All I need is within me now. And repeat that time and time again. Do it for a couple of minutes. Wake up every morning and do it for a couple of minutes, because it's true. That's the first part of belief, believing in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, you can lead yourself. When you can lead yourself, you can lead another person. When you can lead another person, then you can start leading groups, and it goes on from there. And then your influence grows and grows and grows. And that is the best thing you can do for yourself in the next 5 minutes. Robert, go for it.
Rob, that was right on point, man. Totally on point. And so the other thing, of course, is like now, like Rob said, all that I need is within me now. It becomes this point where you start believing in you. You also believe that you have the ability to tap into this infinite wisdom that is available for everyone. So now all of a sudden you start going, wow, if other people could do it, I can do it. I just need to know who they learned from. I need to learn what they did, where they went, why they went the way they went. And Rob can back me up. Can you guys imagine going to 10 Tony Robbins seminars in 18 months, and including traveling? Rob will say it when he comes on here, but I'd like to know how many cities he traveled to. And if you know anything about Tony Robbins seminars, they're not a half a day. You're talking, 2, 5, 10 days of total immersion. And so the next step I want you guys to know, and if you don't got this, so I said, who are you following? And the next step is that, and I write this about my book, is you got to get over yourself. You got to get over yourself. You need to learn to ask for help. You need to seek help from people that know more than you. Now, when I learned this, because I grew up in an environment, a culture or whatever, you're weak. You are totally weak. And think about this, it's programmed in you. If you don't cry or I'll give you something to cry about. The whole concept is if you ask for somebody's help, help me. Oh, what are you, needy? What are you, someone that's weak? What are you? You see these people because they say the opposite of that. Well, I went to the school of hard knocks. That's BS. Because if you look at professional race car drivers, professional football players, professional basketball players, professional singers, professional actors, you say, listen, what'd you do? Hey, I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a race car driver. What'd you do? I went and learned from people that were already successful. So I've seen Tony Robbins pin, hey, you know what? We don't need your ranting, your excitement, your enthusiasm. Give me one sentence on how to be successful. And he goes, I found Jim Rohn. I mirror and match Jim Rohn. I found Jim Rohn and I asked for help and he helped me. So I say to people all the time, I go, hey, listen, not only who are you following, where are you getting your help from? Who did you recently ask for help from? And they're like, well, I'm not going to ask for help. I'm going to figure out how to do this the hard way. How's that working for you? That's the title of my book. How is that working for you? And you know what? When you hear this, you'll find out that people that are really super successful, why is it that they had to go through unbelievable pain and suffering? I personally, Robert Hollis, lost everything on workman's comp. Lost everything, got a pawn loan on my car, hiding it from the repo man, no money, got a 10-day or quit notice. When I got stripped of everything, including my identity, the doctor says, you know, you can't be a mechanic anymore. I felt like I was stripped of being a good husband to my wife, Terry. I got stripped of being a good father because I wasn't a provider. I got stripped of everything. And when I got stripped of everything, that's when I said, I need help, man. I really need help. I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know what to do. I don't know what steps to take. I don't know where to go. Why is it that people wait until it's that bad? Until it's that bad that all of a sudden, you know, you're in a hospital because of a drug overdose. This is a good time to say, hey, I messed up. I need some help. What's the opposite of help? Is denying. Oh, I got it. I got it. Everything's okay. Everything's great. You know, I don't need any help. Wow. You all know that that's not a place to go. So learn to ask for help. Learn that there's people out there like Rob Rell, myself, and other people that would love to help you. We don't know you need help because you won't ask for it. So Rob, back to you.
That's awesome. And it honestly, it's a little bit of my story, as Robert knows. And I know there's a couple of people on here like Melody Riba that know a little bit of my story. That was one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in this last year from Mr. Robert Hollis, was learning to ask for help. It wasn't a new concept for me, but it was a new concept of actually doing it. And there's so much that we learn. I've done it myself. I'm as much at fault as probably anybody is of going and learning something from somebody and never doing anything about it, never taking and putting it into action. And that's another key tip. It's like you can learn and learn and learn, but as Tony Robbins will say, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge only becomes power when you put it into action. So everything that you do, when you're taking notes and you're in a seminar, highlight the things, find some way to highlight them, write them bigger on the page, put asterisks around them, take a highlighter with you, whatever it takes, those 5 or 10 key points that when you get home that night, you're going to take some action on it. Because one of my favorite phrases is the fact that it's like, you know, you never leave the scene of a decision without taking some action. Never. I learned that from my friend Joseph McClendon III. He's an incredible speaker. He's an incredible motivator on stage. I don't know what I would do if I didn't know this gentleman, but he taught me that concept. It's like every day he would go home from a Tony Robbins seminar, and he would go through his notes and find the 5 to 10 key points, and he would do something with each one of those before he went to bed. And if you've been to a Tony Robbins seminar, you generally only get 6 to 7 hours a night to sleep from the time you leave to the time you have to be back at doors in the morning. And it's like, you got to be there. You got to be there for the seminar, but you got to get that information into your body. You got to get it out of your head. If you leave it in your head, you're no good to anybody, including yourself. And all you're doing is you're being selfish then. And that actually leads me to another great point I'll teach you right now. When you're at any kind of seminar, you're sitting here. If you're not taking notes right now, you should be taking notes. We probably, that's my fault. I should have told you right at the top. You should have a pen and paper right in front of you and taking notes. And I'll give you a good note to write down right now. Every time you're at a seminar, listen to the information as though you're going to teach it to somebody else. Because when you can teach the information to somebody else and get them into action around it, then you know you truly mastered the information. Because you're going to stumble along the way, you're going to learn how to do your corrections, and you're going to get better and better, and or as my friend here would say, gooder and gooder at it until you've just mastered it and it's part of who you are. And so now I want to change it up a little bit here, and I want to because Robert's mentioned our friend Jim Rohn and our mentor a couple of times. I love Jim Rohn, and one of the things that both Robert and I have learned from Jim Rohn is that everything we do in life is 80% psychology. The how and the what and the tactics and the techniques and all of that stuff, it's valuable. It's very valuable. But if you don't deal with your stinking thinking, you're done. You're not going to go too far with it. And part of that is what I was just talking about. A lot of people, their stinking thinking is, hey, I went to 100 seminars this year. What did you do with it? Oh, well, you got to do something with it. And that's part of your psychology. And I'll tell you a little Jim Rohn story. My favorite Jim Rohn story always gives me goosebumps telling it. Jim Rohn's mentor, and I know Robert knows this. I know a few people on the seminar know this, but most people don't know his mentor was a gentleman by the name of Earl Schoaf. Another little note that people don't know about Jim Rohn is that Jim Rohn was actually in network marketing in his early days in his career. So Jim Rohn's met Earl Schoaf. He was broke. He was down and out, both mentally and financially, and he was having trouble providing for his family. And we all know how that hits on a person when you can't provide for your family. He meets up with Earl Schoaf, and Earl Schoaf was getting him into network marketing. And as most of you know, network marketing is always talk about promises of making your first $1 million and being a big producer and stuff. And I'm not here to knock network marketing. You can do that with a lot of technique, a lot of support, and a lot of effort. It can be done. But Jim's response, he's like, it sounds really great to me, but I'm not interested in making $1 million. All I want to do is provide for my family. And this is the key. Pick up your pen and write this down. Earl's response was, it's not about the $1 million, Jim. It's about the person that you have to become to make that $1 million and hold on to it. See, got the goosebumps. There they are right there. Write that down. Remember that story. It's so valuable. If you've ever wondered why a lotto winner can win millions of dollars and 5 years later they're broke again, because their psychology isn't right. They didn't earn the money. Learn how to earn the money. Go through the school of hard knocks and learn how to learn mirror and match somebody that's been there, done that before, and you will learn those lessons, learn how to hold on to that money, and you will become that person. I promise you that. There you go, Robert. Back to you.
This is fun. I feel like me and Rob right now, and I don't know if you guys can say it. Tell me if you're getting any value out of this. Tell me if any of this stuff is resonating with you. Because I feel like Rob threw me the ball, and then I went up and did a dunk, and then I threw him the ball, and he did a little more fancier dunk, and then he throws it back to me. And it's like, yeah, it's like, so if we're delivering to you in any way, shape, or form, please say yes, 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 or give us some good. Holy cow, good stuff. Absolutely good stuff. Way to go. So, hey, really quickly, since I got this thing is working really quickly, big value. Yes, 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 yes. How many people think that Rob Rell's doing an awesome job? Give it, yeah. How many of you know that one day you're going to do a webinar, and for Rob, this being his first webinar, man, you got me jacked up. You got me jacked up. So here's the next thing I want the point on. I'm going to be look at everyone. Man, it's just Rob rocks. He's awesome. He's great. Okay, I'm watching this go like this. So we got now he's deserving. He's deserving. He's worked on it. He already dreamt this into existence. And whoa, that was good. Ugh, dreamt it into an existence. So here we go. The one thing that I want to talk about now, and I'm going to skim over it very quickly and then just go into a bigger one of what I know today. And one of the things is every time I sit down with people, even when I do coaching sessions or life strategies, business strategies, the number one thing I'm going to say to you, and so you're getting what I normally charge, typically $500 for 30 minutes. And here we go. Is the very first thing that I say, and I know that you guys have heard it, but we don't ask ourselves this question all the time. Not just on, the December 31st or, midnight on January 1st, is what the hell do you want? What do you want? So when I say to people, I say, listen, I'm going to do a little deal here. I want every one of you to imagine that you got a magic wand. You know what I mean? Harry Potter, whether you like him or not, right? And if you could take that magic wand, and I know what some of you are going to say, give me 3 more wishes, paradise, peace, unlimited money. Okay, great. Let's be serious for a second, okay? So you got a magic wand, and you could get the lifestyle that you want, the extraordinary life that you have. You can live out your perfect days, more than one. What is it? What do you want? Now, there's a book that I was exposed to in the middle of last year called The Code to Extraordinary Life. And you know what? I believe in that book. I promote that book. You can go to the Code X Mind. And one of the things that it's going to do is push you a little bit. And they've actually changed what they call now goals. And on a day-to-day basis, in the morning ritual that I get up, I think about the experiences that I want to experience. Now, if every day you can think about an experience that you want to experience, then the very next thing you got to do is, like Rob said, backing up these basic fundamental principles, this 80% psychology that no one wants to work on, and they think that happiness, fulfillment, joy, having a beautiful state of mind, having abundance of money to give to charities. Everybody thinks this stuff is supposed to come to you by accident. It doesn't. It's a certain path that you follow, like Science of Getting Rich talks about. And if you follow that formula, it works for everybody. I'm living proof of that. Every successful person, Rob, anyone that I've coached and mentored, it's a proven path that if you follow the path in a certain way, it's just like the law of gravity. So when I say to people, well, listen, tell me what you want. I don't know. I'd like to, have some money. Great. Here's $5. No. I want, hey, people say, what's the best way to get on your feet? Miss a couple of car payments. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. It's like, it's more than that. So if you take the time to really sit down, maybe you sit down with your spouse, your mate, your significant other, your children, and you say, what do we want to experience? What do we want to experience? I'd like to experience driving a car that no one else has driven. I would like to experience actually going on a vacation away from my home. I would like to experience having a couple of my credit cards with 0 balance on it. I would like to, experience doing something for someone that I love, that I've always wanted to do. If you set out those experiences of what you want and write them down, not think about them, write them down. Then the next column very simply is, who the heck do I got to become to make those experiences happen? If I'm going to take me and my family for a 2-week or 3-week vacation to Atlantis, I need to become an individual that's got freedom of time. I need to become a person that can generate revenue. So I'm not going to go to Atlantis and not do anything. I want to experience every damn excursion they have. and full out. I don't want to pet the dolphins as they go cross quickly and I get to reach out and barely touch their fin. No. If you see pictures, Terry and I, when we swim with dolphins, we were with them. We were in the water around them. Terry's getting kissed by one. What do you want to experience? What are the kind of smiles and stuff that you want to put on faces of other people? And that's the last one, is if you're going to experience these things, who are you going to contribute to? What are the moments that you're going to experience that will touch you on such an emotional level? Touch you on such emotional level that they take your breaths away. You want to create moments that for you and the people that you love the most, that you have this moment in time where you took their breath away. You got them to do this. Oh, man, I didn't know that someone felt that way about me. I didn't know I made that big of a difference. And that's the things that motivate you into action. If you don't know what you want, you already got it. So someone like me and someone like Rob, we're going to push you a little bit. It's not, I don't want to airy-fairy. Well, I'd like to leave my job one day. I love this one for people that have a wonderful heart. What do you want to do? I want to help people. How? How do you want to help people? Okay. So there, I'm sorry. You guys knew I was going to get lit up sooner or later. So, back to you, Rob.
Oh my goodness. Robert's not one to use blue language. I can be known to, and I'm going to just drop one right now. We're going to call you on your shit. We will definitely do that. Robert and I do it when we mastermind. We call each other every single day. It's like, dude, you're not playing full out. Dude, why would you do that? Dude, what's going on with you today? We're going to do that same thing with you when we hook up with you. So just be ready, because we just throw down the honesty. And one of the honest things I'm going to throw down right now, we are right now at the top of the hour. I hate to say it, we're really supposed to stop now. We've got some more content we want to share with you, but we understand that we promised that we would be done by now. It's up to you if you want to stick around. We want to have you here, please. But we understand if you have to go. So I'm going to go ahead and continue because we still have more content to deliver. And I'm sorry, I just got to get it out of my head. I'm fired up. So
go.
Robert mentioned morning ritual. I want to take a little bit of this because it hit me yesterday when we were on the Life Mechanic Masterclass yesterday. A beautiful lady by the name of PJ was asking questions about morning ritual. And also our good friend Melody Riva, she made some comments about morning ritual. At the end of the day, morning ritual is one of the most important things, if not the most important thing you can do to start every day. And every day I think about, well, what else can I do today? But let me give you some hints. There's a few things you always want to include in your morning ritual. Whatever you want to call it, prayer time, meditation, whatever. Very key. Get centered, get connected to your higher power, get connected to your God within. And that will set you up very, very well for the day. Whether it's even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's just 5 minutes. Another thing, do something physical. Get your body woke up. If you're not woke the hell up, how are you going to get into your day? How are you going to engage? I don't know how many people I know that are like, well, I have trouble getting started in the morning. Well, wake up your freaking body. Go for a walk. Here in Dallas, it's been, sub-freezing, which I know is a surprise to a lot of people. But get out and walk in the stuff. Put your coat on, get some warm clothes on, go walk or do something. Actually, I'll tell you a really good pro tip. That's a phrase of mine that I just saw. Here's a pro tip for you. Write this one down. Go to Tony Robbins' website and look up his priming exercise. I do that. That's one of my big physical things. I do some other exercises, but priming gets you, it does a number of things for you. gets you physical, gets you in a meditative space, and it gets you into my third point, gratitude. Start your every morning with gratitude. Just 3 points of gratitude. Find something. It can be the same thing every day. It doesn't have to be unique and new. It's got to be something that opens your heart up. When your heart's opened up, your day is going to be amazingly different. Your week's going to be different. Your 2017 will be amazingly different if you show gratitude every single day. And I'm not talking about, Robert, I appreciate you. I love you very much. Beautiful gratitude. But what I'm talking about is being grateful for the person you are, being grateful for who you are in this world, being grateful for the gifts that are coming into your life, the people that are coming into your life. And so at the end of the day, gratitude and appreciation go hand in hand. And again, I keep going back to Tony Robbins, spent so much time with Tony in the last year and a half. But as Tony says, the biggest thing that can ruin your life is having expectation, having overblown expectation. If you want to change your life, trade your expectations for appreciation, and you will change from a sad, suffering person in this world of negativity to an amazingly happy, more fulfilled, and building person. So those points, meditation, I get my fingers up here, right? Meditation, gratitude, and physicality. Do those things and you will set yourself up so well. I actually spend, I don't know, Robert, I get the sense you spend what, 2 to 3 hours in the morning doing your meditation and prayer time in the morning?
Well, including the personal development time, you know, reading a book and stuff like that. It's about an hour and a half.
Okay. Yeah, mine's right around 2 hours. And 30 minutes of exercise. I do 15 minutes of priming. I tack some other things on there. I've got a meditation that I do, actually a couple of meditations. Pick one that works for you. Robert's very fond of the 6-phase meditation. Personally, I'm very fond of something called the Twin Hearts meditation by Master Ko. Whatever works for you, find something that gets you centered, settled, and ready for the day. Again, if you can drop out of your head, as the phrase goes, if you're in your head, you're dead. Drop out of your head, move into your heart first thing in the morning, and you will be amazingly set up for the day. Cool. Back to you, Robert.
So again, are you guys enjoying this? This is great. Well, my last point before we share with you some incredible announcements and some incredible gifts is very simply this, is I'm going to challenge you. Yeah, I love that Rob said, hey, we're going to call you on your shit. There you go. And it's like, here, yeah, Rob's like, he said it, but here we go. And one of the things that I think that is very bizarre, very, very bizarre about human beings, and I'm one of them, so hey, I'm the king of bizarre, right? Here's the deal, is if we knew what to say to ourselves, if we knew how to get rid of the negative, if we knew how to get rid of the negative limiting beliefs, if we knew how to get rid of pain and suffering, if we knew the right questions to ask ourselves, why aren't you? Why aren't you? The reason that I moved from teaching people how to make money and teaching people how to market and teach people how to build groups and leadership and stuff like that is because I watched how many people fail to the wayside because they didn't get rid of their limiting beliefs. They were stuck. They didn't believe in themselves. They didn't love themselves. They didn't consider themselves a miracle. And I'm telling each and every one of you right now, if you listen to this, it will alter and change. I left the best one for last for me. If you don't get around somebody that can share with you the miracle that you are, if you can't get around somebody that can really introduce you back to you, if you don't get around someone that can edify you and pat you on the back when you're doing okay, and teach you how to celebrate yourself, and teach you that you're okay, that you're worthy, that you're enough. If you don't get around people that live this way every day, it doesn't make a difference what business you do. It doesn't make a difference the kind of marketing that you do. If you're in network marketing, home base, if you want to start a traditional kind of business, you are your worst enemy. You already know that. The way that you talk to yourself, the little voices, the crap that you say about yourself. I can't, I'm not a good people person. I'm not good at technology. You know, I'm not worthy. I don't want to bother Rob and Robert. You know what I mean? Because, I'm not worthy, and I know they're busy, and who the hell am I? And you got to find a way to frickin' destroy those little voices. And more importantly, you got to learn to fall back in love with yourself. You got to learn that you're unique, that there's no one like you. So why in the hell are you trying to be like everybody? And I'm telling you in my personal story that what I'm doing today with Rob Rell, what we're going to tell you that we're going to do in March, I should have did in 1992. I found a mentor, 2 of them. I studied underneath them. I applied everything they told me to apply. I made $1 million before the age of 30. I had people underneath me that were making a full-time income. Number of them, 6 figures. And I decided that my path with my mentor, that I couldn't go. It wasn't ethical. It wasn't right anymore. And I stepped away. And what I did is, I don't want you to do another second in your life. Please get around people that won't let you do this another second of your life. So it's from 1992 to today, Robert Hollis did things that he was good at. Around a number of people, if you talk to people all over the world, if you Google my name, Robert Hollis, they say, I'm in the top 0.001% of what I did. It doesn't make a difference if you consistently keep doing what you're comfortable with, what you're good at, which is not fulfilling, which is not making a difference, what is not the art of fulfillment. You keep doing the shit that you're good at instead of taking the time to get around people that can share with you what you're great at. What you're great at, what you're called to do, what you've always wanted to do, but didn't know how to make it fulfilling, didn't figure out how to make the connection, didn't figure out how to make it monetary. When you can make this kind of change in people's lives, like my mentors did for me, that's when I knew I had gifts. That's when I knew I could show other people how to do it. And you know what I did? I ripped myself off, and I ripped the world off because I didn't believe in me, and I didn't feel like I was documented enough, and I didn't feel like I was enough, and I didn't have good self-esteem, even though I was making millions of dollars and teaching everyone else how to make millions of dollars. And I helped the last company I worked with, I helped them make $750 million in 4 years. Helped 9 people make over $1 million a year. And was so unfulfilled, with no direction, lost, constantly waiting for somebody else out there to give Robert a shot. No, I needed to give Robert a shot. And so if you feel stuck, you feel unfulfilled, you feel like you're not making a difference, and it doesn't make a difference what the hell you're doing. If you're not getting results and you're not jacked out of your mind, you need to get around someone like me and Rob that can show you how to get it. As soon as I realized that I needed to start working on what I was called to do, what I was great to doing, and trust me, I know the fear. If you don't believe that, I understand the fear and the scared and and not feeling worthy and not feeling like receiving. I'm telling you, I waited 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000. Do I got to count them all out? Please allow Rob and I to be able to get you to a point in your life where you don't make the next mistake. Don't let the next year, the next month, the next whatever continue rolling by without finding that core desire, without knowing how to be able to tap in it, to figure out how to make it monetary. You guys know millions of people out there that once they found what they love, guess what? Money is a byproduct. Money is a freaking byproduct. And Robert Hollis thought, you know what, I'll teach people how to make money, and then when I teach them how to make money, then I'll work on the other things in their life. Bullshit. I've been doing it wrong, and I don't want you to do it wrong. So Rob and I, here's the announcement, and then I'm going to let Rob do it. Rob and I are going to be able on the 10th, 11th, and 12th, we're going to go out there, and we're going to do our first live event together, our very first live event. And we're going to do it in, you'll see it pop up here. Let me see if I can get this right. There it is. So it just popped up. Rob and I are doing our first live event, and it's going to be 3 days. It's going to be 10th, 11th, and 12th. And we're going to show you not only how to escape the sucky life that you have, but we're going to show you how to live an extraordinary life and arrive at the life that you know that you were supposed to have, that you deserve, that you're worthy of, that you're gifted at, that you were created for, that you're the miracle to make. And when you're doing that, you'll understand when I was able to share that with Rob and Rob got that, that's when Rob said, guess what? Today, my job at AT&T with the security, with all the stuff, that is now temporary. I remember when my mentor did that for me, when immediately I went, wow, I am not a mechanic anymore. I'm a life changer. So guess what? You got to invest in you. You know, it's all about investing in you. And I'm going to turn it over to Rob because Rob, man, knows the concept of, you know, the whole, you know, the richest man in Babylon, the whole intention of making sure that you are first, that you invest in your first of your time, you get in front of the right coaches, the right mentors, and you get in front of the right information to make these transformations and strategic inventions happen. Rob.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I am so fired up. It's like my big pop in the last year is that this is what I'm meant to be doing, to be touching people's hearts, touching people's lives, not always in this format here. It's like everybody's moving to the digital online world. I want to be one-to-one, one-to-many, live with people. I want to be there and throughout this kind of content in a 3-day format. And we're just going to blow you away at this event with the amount of content. I told you, you guys know what kind of stuff Robert has in his head. You're just starting to get the surface of the iceberg that lies in this head. It's amazing what I know. I know more than I know that I know. And what's beautiful about this, it's going to be here in beautiful Dallas. It's March 10th, 11th, and 12th. It's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Beautiful, centrally located to everybody here in the United States and anybody else in the world that wants to get here. It's like, this is the best thing that you can do for yourself. We're first day, let me lay it out for you really in grand scheme. Day number 1, what's your escape plan? How do you get away from what's limiting you today? Day number 2, what's your plan moving forward? What is your soul plan? What are you really meant to be doing in this world? Day number 3, what is your life plan? How are you going to put this all into action and take it out into your life? Because like I said, that's what really matters. How do you take this information and put it into action? So I'm telling you, go to the link, check it out. If it's for you, don't hesitate. Do it. Do it. It's like, you know, what are the other pieces of information? Again, something else to write down. Invest before you reap the profits. I see people all the time, generally they're unsuccessful people that are saying, well, when I make enough money to, or I will do it if. That is not the kind of thinking you need to be successful in this world. And it's like, we're not talking about money successful. We're talking about level of happiness successful. You need to invest to reap the happiness. So go out and invest in yourself. Love on yourself. If this isn't for you, then great. Find another avenue to love on yourself. Find that love for yourself and share that love with other people. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have, it's going to be a small room. It's going to be fairly intimate. We're going to have VIP seats for people that want an even more intimate experience. You get to have lunch with Robert and I every day. You get a 30-minute coaching session, not with Robert, not with me, but with both of us. And the first 5 people that go VIP, you're going to get it at the event live. Wow. We will schedule your 30 minutes. We'll take you into a room, or we'll use the space that's available. We'll take you somewhere where it can just be the 3 of us, and we will throw down some awesome life strategy with you. All right, I've got it ballied up here. I'm so excited. Robert, you take it back, please.
No. I actually unmuted myself because I know we were going to go back and forth. Now, one of the things that I want to share with each and every one of you is that, the domain, if someone is watching this video without seeing the link, is lifemechanic.com/events. And I just have to go on a small tangent. Maybe it'd be better for Rob to do this. But man, I don't know how to express in words of how incredibly blown away I am and happy I am as a father from the stuff that Matthew does. My son Matthew, from watching us trying to get hooked up on here with everything that he does with every program, this young man is just, every time I think about him, it really makes me emotional, because this guy works so hard learning the stuff with Infusionsoft and ClickFunnels and Webinar Jam and on and on and on. And, so when the pages that you click on that you see, that's lifemechanic.com/events. You know what? For just average seating, it's $14.95. I believe it's $19.95. Correct, Rob? For VIP seating. And I know it's going to sell out fast. What we're going to do is we're limiting to the seats. And yes, I know the events, March 10th through the 12th, but this event, without a shadow of a doubt, will sell out. And we wanted to promote it this early, because we wanted people to go, wow, that's a lot of money. But guess what? You're worth it. You're worth it. You deserve it. You need the help. You need the transformation. You need all the things that Rob and I have already done for ourselves. And you got to learn to put yourself around individuals that can make things happen. And that's in every area of your life. So the one thing is, we could talk over and over and over of why you need to be at this event, why this can alter and change your life forever. We know it can. And I'm going to throw one more thing out there. I don't know if my son can send me a message or whatever, but I know that some of you are like, it's like the very first person, whether they've done it or not, the very first person that purchased a seat for this event, I want to spend a personal 2 hours with. Rob, what would you like to do with them?
Oh my God. Wow. How do you do that? I'll match that. It's like, wow. Yeah. It's like, so there you go. It's like the first person gets 4 hours of personal one-on-one coaching. How amazing is that? It's like that. That's unheard of. But
I'm just thinking, Rob, listen, this is our first event together.
Hell yes.
First event in 2017. And I want the first seat, the first person that bought, to always know that they were number one.
Yes.
And so I was just thinking, and I threw that out there, and I just thought, you know what? I love helping people, and there we are. So what I would like to do, and I know that Rob and we're already an hour into this.
Well, hurry,
over an hour
before you close this thing out. It's like, actually, I want to take a moment, and I also want to thank Matthew. Matthew is like the brother that I never had. Matthew knows I have bad love for him. He and I we'll go for a couple of weeks and not talk, and then we'll talk like every day. It's just amazing what this young man can do with anything. This is a person that nothing gets in his way.
Correct.
And he knows I love him to death. And I want to say, because I type this to him all the time to show my appreciation for him. It's something that I've learned with some of my friends that I know are on here. It's one thing that we do to show appreciation for people in the volunteer world at Tony Robbins. It's 1, 2, 3. You rock, Matthew. I love you. I appreciate you. And Matt, everything that you see, none of this happens without Matthew. None of this happens without Matthew.
Yeah, we would be totally clueless and dumbfounded. And so we're an hour in, so right now we should be closing. One of the things I want to do is I want to stay on. For those of you that stayed on here, I'm like blown away. Rob, we still right now have 83 people that are live. I see 62 that are down here. If you have any questions about what we covered, and also how you can get to that event. That's the kind of new questions that you learn to ask yourself. So you go right away. I used to be that broke auto mechanic that was broke financially, bankrupt spiritually, bankrupt physically, stinking thinking. I know what some of you said right away. Oh man, I wish I could go to this thing.
Yes.
Wow. So as soon as you said, oh, I wish I could have gone, it's like, well, this one's done. I'll wait for the next one. Wow. How's that working for you?
Yeah.
How'd that work for you in 2016, 15, and 14?
Right.
It's when you put yourself in the mentality of, I need to make this happen. How? How can I make this happen?
There you go. Yep.
How can I make this happen?
Yeah.
Right.
Don't, when you start how you speak to yourself is key. See, I can't stop throwing out more information or more content here, but how you speak to yourself is key. If you're sitting there and saying, I can't, I'll never, and language like that, especially words like never, forever, and always, those are absolute words. Throw those effing words out of your vocabulary. Stop using them, because there's very few absolutes in this world. But I'll throw out a couple of things here. First of all, I see Julio and Luca have raised their hand. Go ahead and just type your question, folks, into the chat, and we'll answer them from there. But I see Michael has one question. He's like, so is the hotel included or meals? Hotel is not included. That's up to you, your transportation, all of your costs to get here. The only meals that are included are lunch all 3 days for VIPs. Everything else is for you to handle. Let's see. Sorry, I had to put my glasses on because
No. I see June here. Thank you very much. I see June here put, how can I make this happen? Easy.
Yes.
I love telling the story. I won't be long with it, but I just am going to say this, is that when you are at your lowest point in your life, is when you're being challenged the most in your life. It's where you need to learn to ask for help. You need to learn. You need to learn to reach out to people, to ask their help and ask for solutions. So I couldn't have found my mentor in a worse time of my life. But listen to me when I tell you this. I know I wouldn't have been coachable. I know that I wouldn't have been teachable. My ego, edging God out, my ego could barely fit in a room. I was not only a cocky auto mechanic that worked for Roger Penske, the most winningest IndyCar driver in the world, but I was on a fast route to crew chief for one of his cars. See, if someone said, hey, Robert, you need a mentor, I'm going to go, listen, you're stupid. You need a life. And so the thought of what could Rob Rell teach me? See what I mean? But the bottom line is things happened in my life because of decisions I made. I was responsible. At that time, I didn't know. And even the van hitting my knee, and it made me reach. It made me reach. I needed to borrow the money. I borrowed money from 5 different people to get to the event in San Diego. I drove my car. I slept in my car, and I ate sack lunches that I put together.
Yeah, and actually, let me throw in here because it's apropos. That's Tony Robbins tells almost that exact same story about the first event he went to.
Yes,
and I love it here. It's like I'm watching the chat, and somebody made some comment they don't have the money for it. I've got to give kudos to Rod. Resourcefulness, beautiful resourcefulness. Drive for Uber or Lyft. Or if you happen to live in Austin, Texas, where they don't have Uber or Lyft, yep, I'll get to you in a second, Tom. I saw your question. It's like if you don't have Uber or Lyft, whatever there is in your town, because I know Austin has some alternatives to Uber and Lyft. So, Tom, cost of seats, $14.97 for a basic for the general admission, $14.95 for general admission, and $19.95 for VIP admission. And if you go to the webpage that Robert posted up there, you can go and you can see all of the information there. And so
just like Rob said, I look back at my life and I'm like, man, it's like when you're really in the place that you need to be, it seems like your life goes from miracle to miracle to miracle to miracle to miracle. And there was like 4 things that happened to me in a row. If you are on this webinar, I'm telling you, if you're watching this as a replay, it's not by accident. Stop just throwing caution to the wind. So it's like, how can I make this happen? And I know that each and every one of you, I say this all the time, I could walk around your house. I could walk around your apartment and find stuff that you spent money on that you believed that you needed, that it didn't. But you needed it at that time. When you start believing that you need a new thing in your life, I'm telling you, it's amazing. Rob, please.
Like Robert said, it's like when things happen and things, actually, again, a little bit more of my story. When I started getting my head straight, probably about 2 years ago, I cannot tell you the number of times. I can't even count on my hands, Robert's hands, feet and toes, the number of times that I recognize the universe aligning in my favor. And, again, here's some more context. The universe is always aligned in your favor. It's like life does not happen to you. Life happens for you. It's for your benefit.
Say that again, Rob, really slow.
Life does not happen to you. Life happens for you.
Yes.
Participate in life, and you will see this stuff happening. Start connecting. I don't hold any biases, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in a higher power, whether you believe in the universe, whatever works for you, connect in, and things will start happening for you. So there's a couple more questions we have. Oh, one more question that's coming up twice. So Bob, is there a discount for couples? No, there isn't. It's $14.95 per seat. Go ahead and bring your beautiful wife in, Bob. You guys will be treated so well. It'll be amazing content. You will be blown away. I guarantee you.
I see here, Michael says I'm driving. Michael, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. If no one has ever given you permission, listen, everybody, if no one's ever given you permission to be happy, fulfilled, a connector, a contributor, permission to succeed in life, let me be the first. Let me be the first. I'll never, ever, ever forget that when someone said that to me. And I went, whoa, Rob and I believe in you.
Yes.
Rob and I believe in you. And more than believing in you, Rob and I know that we can deliver. And I'll throw something out there that'll really blow you guys away. if you feel like in the first day of the event that this is not for you, that you don't think that you're going to get the things that you need to by getting the time to spend with Rob and I'll refund your money. I'll refund your money out of my own pocket. And I know I didn't talk about that to Rob yet because, you know, Rob, you know, he goes to Tony Robbins. It's like, step up and be a person. But I want to know that I want to take away every excuse that you're going to try to find not to be at this event, because I know what it can do for you. So Judy says, is there a payment plan? Yeah, the event is on the 10th, so you get to save between now and then.
I love that response. It's like, yeah, that's Judy, you just save up and just save your dollars. And, you know, I believe in the universe, and the universe is going to align for whatever's in your highest good. And when you've got the money, there will be a seat there if it's in your highest good. I would definitely do it. I would find a way to do it now. Like Robert said, Robert found a way to make it happen and make sure he was there.
Yeah, we can, between now and the event, and I know it's going to sell out. So, you know, instead of 6 weeks, so say 5 weeks, you can do it in weekly payments of $250. Just put that in a savings account. Every week, put $250 in a savings account. You'll be at the event. We'll look forward to seeing you there.
Cool.
How many seats are available? We definitely are going to have ones for you, Janessa. So I know the human mind, Janessa. And if you guys watch the questions, that's how many seats are going to be available. I would want to figure out how to be one of the ones that got in first. See, if we tell you, hey, there's 690 seats available, then you're going, I got plenty of time. We need you to know that you need to be there, and you need to make this, it needs to go really high on your priority list. It's got to go way up there. So if you go, wow, this could close out at any time. I could go to the website. It's got a red banner across it that says sold out. Then it's on your mind every day. Now you get to go through your garage and your attic and all the stuff to see, you know, ways that you can figure out. I pawned my toolbox. I got a pawn on a pawn loan. Am I telling you to go that far? Yeah. Yeah, look, I told everyone to get them in front of my mentor that now I know more than he knew, you know, on how to alter and change your life. Yeah, you will find a way, Valerie, you bet.
I love that. Yeah, it's like, Bob, we will find a way. Love that attitude. It's like,
I love Melody on here, which is so amazing. Melody, I know she said she was going to be there, but Melody says, I'll see you there, Janessa.
Melody is such a great leader. Gotta love her. Gotta love her. Yeah.
Any other questions? You want to scroll through there? And PJ's like, laugh out loud. You're a mess. Yeah, I am. And you need to be one. People are like, golly, you're crazy. Yeah, I am. Yeah. I tried normal for a while and tried to fit in and tried to be like everybody else. And I didn't like that. So I just started being me. Thank God I ran into somebody that taught me to be Robert.
Yes. And it's a, you know, and again, another thing to write down, be me, be yourself, be who you are. Don't try to mimic Robert. Don't try to mimic me. Learn from us, teach what we teach, but don't mimic what we do. It's like, if you're not authentic, people will get you right off the bat and they'll throw you off the bus. Guaranteed.
Thank you, Andrea. Any more questions? When you guys say that we're done, we can go. I know, PJ. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Bob, normal sucks. And ain't that the truth?
Yes.
Valerie's laugh out loud. Love the payment plan. Yeah, it's like very, very good. Anyone else? We got any? Janessa, you know, you are so sweet. The reason I answered the question that way, I don't want to be a jerk. Is we don't know. We don't know. We're locking into contract, and we believe so much that we did this webinar because we know that we're going to do the event. It's already got the dates are locked in. The contract needs to be signed on the 12th, right?
Yep.
So that's where we are. So if I knew the exact answer, the amount of seats in there, I probably would have messed up and said it. But
so and we want to stick around as long as people have questions, as long as people have something valuable to know. And one of the things that I got to apologize that I missed in going through the particulars on the event, really huge thing. We talked about how important it is to take action afterwards.
Yeah.
So we actually have a plan for you. Part of what you'll get when you participate in this program, whether it's general admission or VIP, is you will be part of the 90-day transformation mastermind.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a Facebook group for everybody that goes to the event, so that we can all mastermind together, including Robert and I, and we can ask questions of each other. We can answer each other's questions. Sometimes I will warn you, Robert and I are not going to always answer every question, not because we don't want to, but that's your first opportunity to teach. That's part of a mastermind. It's not Robert's, consulting services and mentoring services. It's a mastermind for a reason. It's to get everybody's minds together to work together. But you'll hear more about it while we're at the event. But we're gonna build accountability into it. We're gonna actually. Can I tell them a little bit about the last day, Robert?
Yeah, please.
So I did the one sitting there telling Robert.
We got 44 people, and
Yeah.
it says here 58 live. There's between 44 and 58 people that are still on here. So if they stuck on, yeah, give them some more.
Yeah, I've been the one telling Robert, it's like, we don't want to share all the details and stuff like that because this is going to be so cool for people. But I'll share details about one of the things we're going to do on the last day is we're going to spend some time creating your transformation mastermind for you as a group in the room, what it's going to look like. We have some ideas, some basic rules for it, but you're going to actually share your transformation plan with everybody.
Yeah.
And that's going to be part of the accountability. So get in there and I don't know what we've got going on here.
I don't know.
Anyway, so I see a couple more questions coming up. Melody, it's north of Dallas, Texas, actually Frisco, Texas. So about 20 minutes north of Dallas, Texas, about 20 minutes from Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. And also that's about 20 minutes from Love Field, if you can fly into Love Field. So Tom, you asked, can we share a seat? By all means, yes, you can share a seat. You can share your seat with you, yourself, and you.
Well, I was saying that, if him and his wife show up, as long as they each pay $14.95, they can share a seat. I don't care.
Yes. Yeah. I love when couples are that much in love that they want to share space.
Great questions, Tom. I hope that you guys love having fun. Me and Robert talking about this. We'll use humor. We'll use everything that God's gifted us with, the universe has gifted us with, to get you guys to understand why you need to be there.
Yes.
So if we don't see any more questions, we're getting close here. We've been on. Tom's laughing. Good.
Cool. So PJ, you got to come visit your old stomping grounds.
Yes, absolutely.
And for those of you
already got it figured out in miles, that's what you got to do, man.
Yeah. It's like if it's not your old stomping grounds, then maybe it's your new stomping grounds. Who knows? Or maybe you're just going to stomp for a weekend. We do all sorts of that here in Texas.
So do you guys enjoy this still? We're seeing people dropping off. So I think that and now we got everybody like piling in on the seat. We got Miranda. She asked about the payment plan too. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Rob, what's your version on a payment plan?
Well, the version of a payment plan is, yes, we do have a payment plan. you got almost 2 months. Actually, it's just about exactly 2 months until the event. Start saving your money now. There's your payment plan. Toby, yes, you know the answer to that one, about 3 or 4 people sharing a seat, the same as 2.
So did everybody put yeses? If you guys got value out of this, you're gonna see Rob and I do a lot more of these. We're gonna do our goal, very simple, is you guys know me. For anybody, Melody's known me for a long time. I will keep raising my standards and giving more, producing more, influencing more, and that's what I'm all about. And I think that you guys know me well enough. There's no way that that I would be partnering with Rob Rell if I didn't think that he was the same kind of person. So one of the things that I know that each and every one of you is, I'd like you guys to think about another individual that did 10 events, 10 events from 3 to 10 days. Rob, I know that you've been to India. What other places did you travel?
Oh, wow. So, well, it's funny. It's like people are always looking at me. It's like, you have freaking crazy travel plans. So 2015 for personal development was Los Angeles, Chicago, Billings, Montana, Florida, and those are all pretty much in order. And then going into last year, I went to Fiji, India, Florida 3 times, San Diego twice, San Jose once. Geez, there's some others in there too, but yeah, it's crazy. But I want to, part of my perfect day, actually, let me share my perfect day with you. Robert's heard this a couple of times. I'll show you the synopsis. My perfect day goes around traveling. I love to travel. I love going everywhere. So this is part of my perfect day. I shared this with Robert, about 1.5 years ago now,
Sure.
Maybe a year ago. It just came to me one day. So my perfect day is this. It's like, okay, Rob, this is your personal assistant. I've got you and Robert booked into a hotel in pick a city in the world. And we've got you booked in for a couple of days before to do a little bit of tourist action to get yourself settled in. Robert's got his typical room. You've got your typical room. We've got your flights all booked. You guys are going to meet in New York and you're going to fly together from there. That's my perfect day.
Yeah. And the only thing that I would add to Rob's perfect day is my call to the private pilot. Plane's ready, guys. All right, there we go. So yeah, I see some people put up here, and Linda, thank you so much. She put here, I got value. I'm disabled, and this was the best I've felt in for like forever. So wow.
Thank you for that gift, Linda. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Very, very, very good.
Beautiful.
All right. So Rob, any parting words?
This was a phrase that's floating around my head for most of the last, now what's been an hour and a half. When would now be a good time? When would now be a good time to start loving yourself?
Yeah. Look
inside your heart, figure out what's right for you, figure out what's right for your family, and just figure it out. I love it, the can-do attitude of a lot of people on here. I love Linda, even though she's disabled, she's inviting us to come to Florida. I love that. I don't know when it will happen or if that'll happen, but we'll definitely keep you in mind. For right now, we're all focused on this one event, and everything focuses on this one event and how much we can change people's lives. Because that's what we're here for. We're put on this earth to change people's lives, and we want to change your life.
Well, I want to be the first to say, Rob, thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, and thank you for your heart. I knew one day I would be doing webinars and events with you, and thank you for allowing a couple more perfect days of mine to come to fruition.
Yes, thank you as well. This is just the beginning of a dream of mine, and Robert and I met face to face, online face to face, almost 2 years ago now, and I don't think I'd be going too far to say that we bonded instantly. We're very like-minded and definitely like-spirited. We come from one heart. So everything that you know and love about Robert, I know and love about Robert, and I'm blessed to be part of your family. I love you. I appreciate you. And let's throw this thing down.
Without a doubt. My closing couple of words is simply this, and I'll do my best not to do it and get emotional. If you knew what I knew, yeah. If you knew what I knew,
let it flow, brother.
If you knew what I knew, what would you do to get me to show up? If you were in my shoes and you knew what I knew, that this 3 days would change your life forever and you'd never be the same person again. If you knew what I knew, what would you say? What would you do? What would you say on a webinar? What would you do to get me there? That's all I got to say. Is when we know how important it is for you to get there, we just need you to know. So if you need prayer, you need whatever, reach out to Rob and I. We got a couple months. If there's things that you're struggling with, reach out to us on Facebook. Reach out to us and say, listen, I want to be there. I know I need to be there. I know this will change my life. You know, help me out. Tell me what I need to do. Give me some creative ideas. We want you there, and we're willing to do whatever it takes to get you there. So God bless each and every one of you. I love you, Rob. I love everybody that was on here. Again, thank you, Matthew. But, you know, Rod and Melody and Bob, all the people that stayed in. Still got 36 people still on here.
Actually, let me drop one more piece of information for those people that want to connect with me. I know a lot of you are already connected with Robert on Facebook. You can find me, Rob Rell, R-O-E-L-L on Facebook. You can actually find me in Robert's Friends if you want to go search me there. That's an easy way to find me. But also, and if you want to see more of what I'm about and the kind of wisdom I like to throw down, I do videos daily. And there's a number of videos already archived on my Facebook blog. And it's just Rob Rell, R-O-E-L-L blog, B-L-O-G. Go look me up, like the page, and check out what I got to offer there. Thank you.
God bless each and every one of you. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. God bless. Never ever forget, if we can do it, we know you can.
Exactly.
Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, people.